Welcome to CXO Talk, where we delve into the intersection of technology and business. I am Kalpana Singhal, founder and chief editor, CXO TV. Today, we are thrilled to have Ronald Marti, our cybersecurity expert and board advisor for secure remote access technologies at Value Tech Vector. Welcome, Ronald.
Thanks for having me.
So, Ronald, could you share your insights on how businesses can effectively leverage technology and their goal to drive growth and innovation?
No, okay. So now I'll start off by saying look, the technology has played a very vital role in how a lot of businesses go about, selling and adding value to their customers. I think that in 2020, when we suffered COVID, that whole pandemic fueled a lot of digital transformation, and we saw a lot of customers, a lot of businesses, very intentionally deciding to invest in technology as a way of driving their business. Some research has it that around that period, over 70% of businesses realized that, look, the traditional way of going about generating revenue was not feasible. During the lockdown period, people could not actually walk into banks or walk into restaurants to get food or to get the services they needed. And so digital transformation had to come in so that for financial institutions, for instance, a lot of investment had to go into improving, revamping digital channels so that customers can actually sit in the comfort of their homes and then transact business. So without necessarily having to walk into a bank's branch, to transact business. So I think that technology has played a vital role in making organizations more innovative, finding ingenious ways to still serve their customers. And we kind of have a certain group of people, age group, people who we often refer to as the millennials or the Gen Z, who have a different approach to what a service should look like. And so technology is really playing that role in ensuring that, look, it's all inclusive, getting all key stakeholders, getting all kinds of customers on board to ensure that organizations are still delivering value, to their customers, improving on user experience through technologies like AI. Organizations are able to personalize the experience for their customers and so on and so forth. And I think that for me, the whole idea of business to add value is to add value. And so if technology is playing that enabler role in ensuring that businesses can add value to their customers, then I think that it's a good thing. And we embrace more technology as we go into the future.
Yeah, certainly. So totally agree with you. In today's competitive landscape, integrating technology into business operations is crucial for staying ahead.
Yeah.
So cybersecurity is a pressing concern for businesses worldwide. How can companies prioritize cybersecurity while pursuing growth and expansion?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Again, as organizations depend or rely on technology, it comes with its own risks. A lot of value now is moving into the digital space or the cyberspace. And one of the things there are a couple of things that organizations can do, to protect themselves. I think for me that key amongst some of the things organizations can begin to do is to, one, build a program around cybersecurity. Be intentional about cybersecurity. Build a function around it. Get an experienced a professional to drive that information security or cybersecurity program for the organization. Aligning that cybersecurity program with there are a lot of popular cybersecurity frameworks out there. The NIST cybersecurity framework is one. There's ISO, and there are a few others. Integrating an information security program with a framework adds structure to that whole framework, that whole program that is being built for an organization. And for me, I think that initiatives should be looked at in three key areas. I mean, on the people side, I mean, build an effective, efficient enterprise field awareness program. Ensure that they're conducting phishing on a regular basis, just to identify what I call your accidental insiders. Investing in technologies such as SOC, Security Operations Center, and EDR solutions, and SIM solutions. These solutions give insight into a lot of activities happening on your network. Solutions such as user behavior analytics, I mean, gives insights into activities of employees perform on your network. And that those solutions are key in identifying what I call your malicious insiders and the kinds of activities that they perform on your network. I also think that beyond that, the people side, I mean, I've mentioned technologies. I think the other thing is on the process side, I mean, ensure that there's a proper structure in place where management has buy-in into a good information security, a good cybersecurity program. Management buy-in is key because then once management buys into it, they are willing to invest into a good cybersecurity program. So I think that for me, these are key things. Once these structures are in place, then organizations are able to protect themselves against threat actors who typically would want to come in to steal data or to compromise key assets within an organization. And so for me, these initiatives sort of like are the basics that would have to be in place to ensure that an organization is robust enough, is resilient enough, and is taking the needed steps to ensure that they're protecting themselves from threat actors.
Yeah, sure. So it's not just a defensive measure, but as a proactive strategy to safeguard data, customer trust, and overall business continuity.
Definitely, yes. Business continuity and all those things. Yes, DR, disaster recovery. And it's very key. I mean, to build that resilience culture as an organization.
Yeah. So cyber resilience is very critical for the organizations today, especially with the threats getting so sophisticated, as you also mentioned. So in case, there is a cyber incident, so what should organizations do? How to deal with that kind of a situation?
No, again, I think that's a good question. I think that as part of any good information security program, I think that there should be a model which looks at incident response. I think we're getting to a point where a lot of security professionals will say that it's not if, but when. What that then means is that, look, you can make all the investments, buy all the technologies, but then again, I mean, all it takes is just one loophole in the environment or one employee who will click on a phishing email. I mean, for your entire infrastructure or for your data to be compromised. And so, as part of building a very good information security program, I think one of the emphasis should be on investment in incident response plan or program as well. I think I spoke about technologies around SOC, which is supposed to help ensure that they're actively monitoring your digital assets. But beyond that as well, there should be a team in place which is preparing itself in readiness for an attack and how to respond. And I think that this team should not just be made up of technical people, including cybersecurity professionals and IT people, but it should be made up of other key functions within an organization, like the HR teams, the PR or public relations team, the legal teams. I think that there should be a team made up of all these kinds of people, and these people should really appreciate their roles and responsibilities during an incident. For a PR team, for instance, in the wake of a data breach against an organization, I mean, a PR team should really know exactly what to do, who to communicate to, how to communicate, what are the channels you want to communicate. These things are key. A legal team should know, I mean, in terms of regulation, who do we need to inform? How are we going to go about informing our regulators? And so having a team in place where every member in the team really appreciates their role and responsibility during an incident is one of the key things that also helps. It helps in ensuring that an organization is ready to deal with any incident as and when they come. If these plans and preparations are not in place, and oftentimes when an incident occurs, I mean, nobody knows what to do. There's really no concerted effort, or there's no plan in place to ensure that the organization is able to recover from the incident in good time. And so these things are very important. I think that for some organizations as well, they consider cyber insurance. Depending on the maturity of the organization, I mean, cyber insurance could be something an organization can look at, but cyber insurance would not take away the entire mess. I mean, there are things like reputational damage, which a cyber insurance company will not be able to take away from the organization. I mean, the organization will still bear the brunt of the negative publicity. And so, as much as organizations invest in cyber insurance, I mean, there should be some responsibility on the organization as far as incident response is concerned, and how to ensure that there's a roadmap to recovery after an incident occurs.
Yeah, absolutely. So by planning and preparing or kind of prioritizing cybersecurity, companies can build a foundation of trust and resilience in the digital age. That's I think really important. So as a board advisor for secure remote access technologies at Valuetech Factor, how do you provide strategic advice to enhance the company's competitiveness and market positioning in the realm of cybersecurity?
Well, so again, very good question. I think that for me, what I'm supposed to do is that I sort of look at trends within the technology space, how we can take advantage of new technologies to improve on our products, and ensure that for our customers that we are giving them value for money. Value for money or adding value also depends on getting to understand the kinds of products out there on the market that we are in competition with, and what is the key differentiator for our products. And so for me, I mean, my role is to advise the executive team on a regular basis on emerging technologies and how I think that these technologies can be imbibed or integrated with the existing portfolio of solutions we have to improve on our unique selling proposition for our customers on a regular basis.
Yeah, sure. So to sum it up, what are the key cybersecurity trends, threats, and best practices that businesses should be mindful of?
Well, I think that in terms of best practices, what I always tell people is that ensure you cover your basics. So having a very good cybersecurity hygiene program where you're continuously patching your systems as often as possible, and showing that there's enforcing baselines across your systems, and showing that they're not using default configurations on a lot of your solutions. I think these things are key. In a scenario where you also leverage on cloud services, and showing that, look, you are constantly reviewing the SOC 2 Type 2 reports of your cloud service providers. Oftentimes, during the onboard stage for cloud service providers, that's when typically a risk assessment is done. But typically, the lifespan of any SOC 2 Type 2 report is between 6 months to 1 year. And so, as part of continuous third-party risk assessment, I mean, those independent reports for cloud service providers should be reviewed at least annually, just to be sure that cloud service providers are giving you that needed respite and comfort. And you can also go to your management and board and confidently communicate that to them. So I think that covering the basics is key. I think once you cover the basics, you can now, it serves as a foundation to now introduce some very interesting technologies, AI related, to look at some advanced use cases. But covering the basics for me, I think is key. Ensuring there are the right policies in place. These policies are aligned with an organization's risk profile and risk appetite, and things around that. Yeah. In terms of trends, I would say that I think that ransomware is still the number one threat out there. And again, I mean, how organizations can deal with things like this is ensuring that, look, you have a very robust incident response plan, program, a very robust team in place. Like I said, I mean, making up of not just the technical teams, but making up of other core functions within an organization, like your legal, your HR teams, and letting them appreciate their role and responsibilities. I mean, as part of forming that crisis management team. Again, I think that patching is key. I mean, ensuring that you are dealing with vulnerabilities as and when they come up within an organization. But I think that the people side, I mean, ensuring that, look, regular security awareness trainings are done for employees, conducting phishing simulations as well, just to identify how many employees in the organization are susceptible to these phishing campaigns, and continuously reinforcing, I mean, these trainings and exactly what things to look out for. I mean, obviously, AI has come to stay as well. AI can be used for good, it can be used for bad as well. So organizations need to begin to look at getting in place technologies that are able to identify AI-related threats. I think that is also a key thing. I think that quantum computing is also something that is also growing. And the key concept with quantum computing is the whole idea about a Q day where it's going to get to a time where quantum computers will be able to decrypt all the encryption algorithms that we currently are using within our environment. And so that should be something that for any security leader should be on your radar as well, beginning to look out for options as far as encryption algorithms that are quantum ready are concerned, and having a roadmap in place to go back to management and say that maybe within a 2 or 3 year period that we need to begin to look at algorithms that are encryption algorithms that are quantum ready. I think DDoS also is key. I think that quite recently there's a lot of DDoS related attacks, and so ensuring that we have the right technologies in place, the right DDoS tools, right web application firewalls in place to protect your critical assets. I think these things are key.
Yeah, sure. So there are too many technologies that you have talked about. The question is that, the question that arises is that how do you identify a partner, the technology partner? What are the things, the criteria one should have, the businesses should have while evaluating a technology partner?
I think that security analysts like Gartner and Forrester do a good job, in reviewing these technologies on our behalf and then putting them into their magic quadrant. I mean, where as far as technologies are concerned, who are the leaders, and then the other quadrants. And so, again, depending on the maturity of the organization, if you want to go for solutions in the leadership quadrant, obviously it's going to cost a bit more. But then for me, based on those independent reviews by Gartner and Forrester, I mean, that you are going for the creme de la creme as far as some of those solutions are concerned. So for me as a leader, cybersecurity leader, I think that those reviews and reports from Gartner and Forrester have played a key role in deciding which specific technology partners to go with as far as cybersecurity technology-related initiatives within my environments are concerned.
Sure. So thank you so much for answering that last question. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Ronald, for sharing your valuable insights on driving business with technology and the critical role of cybersecurity. We look forward to implementing these strategies in our own business endeavors. Until next time, this is Kalpana Singhal at CXO TV signing off.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.